Hi guys, my name is Steve B. I'm here to talk about staying sober for today. How's everyone doing out there? Hope you're doing well. Just a little reminder to hit like and subscribe if you wanna, if you wanna do that, and that'd be awesome if you did. Happy to be with you guys today on this beautiful July day. It is the weather today is outstanding. I mean, it's been very, very humid lately. So humid that you don't even want to be outside. You got to be in the air conditioning or like you're gonna sweat your what's off. But it's uh, it's a beautiful day to stay sober. Every day is, and I want to talk to you guys today about fear. Fear can be our enemy. Fear, from time to time, can make life very hard. We talk about fear and faith being kind of like opposites, and I totally agree with that. Fear. There are healthy kinds of fear. Like for instance, it'd be healthy for me to wear my seatbelt. It would be healthy for me to not drink and drive. But even these things I ignored back in the day. I'm not proud of this, but in the heat of my drinking, I did a lot of drinking and driving. As a matter of fact, when I first got my driver's license, that's all I did, and so I was a menace. I was a menace to society. I really was, and I'm here to tell you that. That wasn't a good thing, and would never be a good thing. And today, for those of you that want to do that, it's not smart. I would reconsider it. But as far as fear, um, some like we were saying, some fears are healthy. If you're going to the edge of a cliff, don't get too close. Don't get too close to the edge of that cliff because you might fall off. I wouldn't suggest going into a lion's den unless your name is Daniel. Uh, for the other side of it, fear has a couple of acronyms that I really love. Um, it could be face everything and recover, or F everything and run. You know. Another one is, and I like this one too, is false evidence appearing real. You know, fear, for the most part, can be a boogeyman, and is a boogeyman. Um, so many of the fears that I had when I was a kid and young and growing up, um, it turned out to be nothing but boogeymen. Today they're not. I don't have the same fear, that I had when I was a little one. You know, I face everything and recover. If I get a fear today, the best way to deal with the fear is to go through it. To definitely go through it. Um, Around it, you're just gonna have to deal with it again and again and again. It's just the way it works. Um, I, I used to have a really horrendous fear when I was 11 years old, and it was the fear of not being able to sleep at night. And it was debilitating. It had me crippled. It had me a prisoner in my own brain, in my own head. Um, I don't even think about it today. But back then it was like, God, let me sleep. God, let me sleep. God, let me sleep. But I had no relationship with God when I was little. And I didn't know how to have that. I never thought of getting on my knees and saying, God, let me sleep. You know, so what was going on in my head was really the master of my world. You know, you talk about the committee in your head. That committee in my head had me worrying about everything. If I did anything, excelled at anything when I was a kid, I excelled at being a worrywart. And I try not to worry today, because worry is meditating on something I don't want. And if I don't want it, why am I going to worry about it and give it power? You know, you don't worry about it, you take your power back. You know, you don't have to give it any license to continue in your life. What a again, guys, it makes me happy to come before you and to talk about things that matter. And I got to tell you, fear is huge. You know, in my recovery, learning how to deal with it, learning what to do with it. Part of my dealing with it is coming to the Lord God and saying, look, I'm scared. Help me with this. Help me. And God never fails to help me put it into perspective. You know, I've had things that can be very debilitating happen to me, and you know, when I bring it to God and I talk about it with my network or people that I'm close to, you know, usually, no, not usually, all the time, it goes away. Like, I can't tell you what I was worrying about last year at this time, because it doesn't matter. When whatever it was, I survived. I'm still here. I have literally survived every single thing that I thought was going to be the end of me. I'm still here. You know, and if I'm still here, what does that tell me? The thing that it tells me is that God's not done with me yet. And if I'm still here, then I don't have to worry about something else. I mean, you bring God into your life, and your life will turn into an adventure, a fantastic adventure, and one day at a time. You know, and today, and what am I doing? I'm doing the same thing I did yesterday, except it's today. And I'm not the same person I was yesterday. I'm a newer and improved version of myself. You know, I'm a day older, you know, and hopefully a day smarter. And well, if there's one thing I learned in all my years of life, it's it's that, you know, like life continues, and it's gonna, you know, if this is my last day or whatever, it's gonna continue. I mean, just because I'm gone or whatever, it's gonna continue. And I want to be part of the good in the world. I want to be part of God's goodness, you know, coming out of another human being. You know, I like I said, when I came into recovery, God did me a huge favor. He took that desire to drink away. Before I came in and meant business, I couldn't get sober for nothing, and didn't really want to. And God came and took the desire away. It was effortless, and you know, it's like I don't fight this desire to drink every day. Thank God I don't. I don't know how I'd fare if I did fight it every day. But I do know one thing. I do know that it's so much better not wanting to drink and not drinking. You know, I really believe that if my age now, and you know, all the years that I haven't been drinking, a drink would do nothing short of killing me. And I'm not ready for that. I don't want to go. I don't want my story to end that way. My cousin Al, I talk about him sometimes. My cousin Al and me were 6 days apart. He was my cousin. He, we were close growing up as little kids, best friends, and I was a little jealous because his family had, they were able to lavish on their kids all these expensive things, and my parents, well, we had a bigger, no, we didn't have a bigger family, but it seemed a little tougher in the early days to, you know, we believe me, Christmas time we were spoiled out of our heads. I mean, we go downstairs and it was almost like this freaking fantasy, going downstairs into a room full of presents. And I gotta tell you, man, that freaking, that's awesome. Getting presents and opening presents for hours on end. And there were 5 kids, so there were a lot of presents. I'll tell you what. And my dad says my mom was the one that made Christmas like that. It was a big ordeal. I mean, you go downstairs into the living room, and there'd be wall to wall presents. And the funny thing about that was, an hour after the presents were open, it's like, eh, big deal. Big deal, big deal. Who cares? And I am absolutely not, I'm not materialistic today. I got everything I need and everything I want too, If I got the Lord on my side, I got everything I need and everything I want. God is the greatest. He's the greatest partner you could ever, ever, ever have. I thank Jesus every day that, I don't, he must have known, well, he must have. He knew. That's why he kept me alive, I guess, because he knew I was going to be an example of a person that can stay sober. And I know it's only a day at a time thing, but the years are nice. The years are nice, and it just goes to show that you can do it. If I could do it, you could do it. I promise you guys. I promise you, just for today. Don't drink for today, and you're gonna be all right. Fears, yeah, I get them today still, but when I get them, I bring them right to the Lord. I bring them right to God, and He disposes of it as it is, and it fades after a while. I don't look at myself like a fearful person anymore. I look at myself like a strong, courageous person. I'm courageous. And courage is an attribute of a child of God. But because he knows that ain't nothing bad going to happen to you as long as God's in charge. And I make him in charge. And when I come to the place where I forget, I come back to the place where it's like, God's in charge. Let go. I love that expression, let go and let God, because it's just so simple. It's so simple and profound, and yet it just seems so unrealistic. But it works. It works. I like to, when the thoughts are going crazy in my head, I gotta quiet down that committee up there, and I gotta bring it back to the center and say God's in charge, not you guys, God, not Satan, God, and it's been that way for a long time now, and God is at the helm. He's steering the ship. You know, I was thinking of a little acronym, or not an acronym, but you know, a little quote um, about you know, God being in charge, or you know, like have the only thing I got any control over is my attitude toward things. You know, I can't control the wind, but I can adjust my sails. It's so simple, and yet it's so very, very profound. Um, very profound. You know, and I've been working on that. You know, and I'm much happier when my attitude is good. If I got a good attitude, then I'm pretty much good to go. Well, I'm glad you guys checked in with me. You know, it's good to meet with you. And again, you know, you don't have to drink today. Please don't. Nothing good's gonna come out of it. Stay sober. It takes the same energy to stay sober as it does to drink. You know, drinking is not going to change anything for the better, only the worse. You know, so I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful day today, and God bless you all. I love you guys.